Nation, let's go, let's go. You know I'm getting my voice back slowly but surely, man. But you know we had to do this show tonight. I am here with my brothers. I got Captain Jack and my brother OG Daniel in the building. How are my brothers doing tonight, man?
OG, go ahead, brother.
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling. Been cooking a lot and just hanging out with the family and loving life, man.
There we go. How you doing, Cap?
I'm doing all right, but I don't want you to talk.
I know. I'm gonna try and keep it to a minimum. I'm excited about this show because this is genuinely one player that I don't really know too much about at all. So I'm very excited. This is actually the perfect show for me to just shut the fuck up and listen. So there we go. This works out. Hey, OG, who are we talking about? Because this was your guy. This was your boy. Who are we talking about tonight?
We're talking about Bob Boomer Brown. And Bob Boomer Brown, John Madden said, was an offensive lineman who played like a defensive player. There's a guy, Carl Eller, defensive end, Hall of Famer from the Minnesota Vikings. This is back in the day. He said, Bob Brown was probably my most feared competitor. He would strike out at you. His intent was to do bodily harm. He wanted to inflict pain. Oh shit. Man overboard. Anyway.
Keep going.
Bob Boomer Brown was drafted to the Eagles in 1964. He played with them for a few years, and he went to the Rams for a year or two, and then he went to the Raiders. And one commentator had said this was a man full of anger who ended up finally going to the place where his temperament fit in, and that was the Raiders.
There we go.
John Madden told the story. He said that Bob Brown, he got there, walked out, got dressed, walked out of the locker room, went across the field, walked up to a goalpost. Now, understand, back in the day, not all these guys were into weightlifting. Most of them weren't. Bob was. He was into the weightlifting.
Yeah.
Walked up to the goalpost, drove his forearm into it, and all you heard was crack, crash. He knocked the goalpost down, and the team guys were like, "Who's that?" And John Gruden said, "Mister. Call him Mister."
Now I'm gonna look at some film because I know Cap's about to jump back in. I'm telling everybody real quick in the comment section, this is the OG show. We definitely talk about our past so we can get to know our present more. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going on with this team today if you don't know the history, you don't know the past. And Jack, my apologies, brother. I tried to take out the other one, and I think I accidentally shipped you out.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah,
I see how it is. You know,
I wasn't ready for the long wind. I wasn't ready for the long.
Shut up. Okay, shut up. I say something about trying to conserve your voice, and fuck you. You take me out of
the All right, look. The OG talk what he talked. Matter of fact, first of all, before we do that, let me get to the business portion of this. Make sure everybody in the chat, go subscribe to both of my brothers, man. Captain Jack Rackham on YouTube and Chronicles of the Blackhole also on YouTube. It means a lot to me, you guys, because this show is going to start moving over to the channels. So I definitely want you guys to start subscribing over there because this show is going to definitely be over there full time at some point. We're just trying to get our brothers, man, going, get the show going, and then boom, we're pushing it over there. So please go subscribe, and not just for our show. Go watch everything these guys do because they put on some great shows, man. For real. So
I gotta say something, Richard. I know that's a positive for OG, but do you know who the fuck I am? I am Captain Jack, the real fucking pirate. Okay? I mean, look me the fuck up. I know it's a positive for OG. I get it. But fuck you. If you don't know who a real Raider pirate is, that's me.
Everybody's fucking with the captain.
Oh my God. I don't know you, Richard. Watch my shit. Watch my stuff. And of course, watch OG. But you know what? I'm the real fucking pirate. myself and the departed, and may he rest in peace, Azell,
Yes.
Oaktown Pirate.
Yes.
We were
Oaktown.
yin and yang, Army, Navy, West Coast, East Coast. Azell and I were the pirates of the Raiders. So again, OG, love OG, but you say a real dude, that's me. Okay, and I don't do a lot of self advertising and whatnot, but I just had to say something about that comment. I apologize.
Well, let me ask you something real quick. Can you actually talk about the topic at hand, motherfucker? How do you feel about Bob Boomer Brown?
How do I feel about Bob Boomer Brown? May I start with and I hate doing, like, I was gonna save this, but I think it goes without saying. Okay, we were talking about Deacon Jones, the man that was the defensive end that everybody hated to play against. And when Bob Brown was traded from the Eagles, and the reason why he was traded from the Eagles was because the coach was let go. He was a big supporter of the coach, which his name was Kaharich, and he was a supporter of him. So he says, I want out of here. So the Eagles traded him to the Rams and the most notable person he got traded, it was 3 guys, but the most notable person was traded for was Irv Cross. And I'm so fucking old that I know that Irv Cross and Jimmy the Greek and Brent Musburger and Phyllis George were the original NFL CBS crew. So that's how fucking old I am. But he was also an all-pro safety and cornerback for the Eagles. Okay, that's where he became an Eagle, was because of the Bob Brown trade. Anyway, okay,
let's go.
Bob Brown gets traded to the Rams, and he obviously, as a tackle, he has to face Deacon Jones, and Deacon Jones is the motherfucker. You know, and I say that in a good way, okay? Nobody fuck with Deacon Jones. And Deacon Jones, his most noted move was the head slap. Deacon Jones would take his big paws and pop you upside the head and give you like a concussion, like a boxer would. In fact, they outlawed that move because of Deacon Jones. And Bob Brown, knowing this, said, don't try that shit on me. And Deacon Jones is like, yeah, right, motherfucker. I'm going to listen to you. Okay. Bob Brown also knew that he was probably going to get, scoffed at. The old-time football helmets had all these extra snaps where you would have the things would go like your chin rests and all things like that. They had extra snaps on the helmet. Bob Brown sharpened a couple of those extra snaps. Okay, when Deacon Jones went to head slap him, he impaled Deacon Jones's hand on his helmet. Okay. Needless to fucking say, Deacon Jones never ever head slapped Bob Brown again. So I do know a little bit about the motherfucker I'm talking about.
So he's still alive, right?
Yeah. He went into the Hall of Fame in 2004. And it was funny, as I was watching this interview, and Phil Villapiano said, we got this guy. He came in, and what they would do is they would tape up their arms before the game. The referees would inspect them. They'd go back in the locker room, and then the Raiders staff would start wrapping them with gauze dipped in plaster of Paris. Yeah. And they'd make big war clubs for cast. And Bob Brown would wrap that left thumb up. It was huge. It looked like a ball peen hammer. And he would come up, and he would lift your arms and jam that thing up under your shoulder pads, into your solar plexus or your guts. And you didn't want to play against him for a whole quarter. You had to regain yourself. And what's funny is Phil Villapiano said is Bob Brown got there, and a couple weeks later, Gene Upshaw had a big thumb too. He had a broken thumb every Sunday in football season, but only on Sunday.
Let me see.
And that's what they would do. They jam these guys, and like, what was it? There was a video I saw, and the narrator was like, Bob Brown did not try to block you. Bob Brown tried to obliterate you.
Right.
He would come at you with ferocity. This guy made Richie Incognito look like a pussycat. I'm not kidding. He was that vicious.
I like one of his quotes. He says, "I dislike every man I play because he is standing between me and all pro, between me and my paycheck."
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
That is a real one right there.
Says, I didn't want to be a shock absorber. I wanted to deliver the shock.
Right.
That's why he said he played as an offensive person, but he played with the defensive mentality. He was not going to be seeing to anybody. That's why he did what he did to Deacon Jones. And OG has the story of when Bob Brown came to the Raiders, how he ingratiated himself to the Raiders team that he went to. And did you want to do that now, or did you want to wait a little bit?
I did that when you went overboard.
Let me ask you this, Cap. Give me some of his accolades. Give me some of Bob Brown's accolades, because I seen he has a whole list of shit. Nebraska. I know he went to Nebraska. Give me some of his NFL accolades.
Okay, I got that on a listing, so excuse me because I want to make sure I got the entire listing as well. Well, first off, he is in both the Pro Football and the College Hall of Fame. Okay, that I do know.
Yes.
Let's see how many. I want to get all of the things that he.
But while you're doing that, Brown took out a goalpost. D-Mag says he took out a goalpost.
Yeah, that's how
his forearm.
Yes, he came to the Raiders like that. Okay, his accolades: All-League team, All-Pro in 1969, Hall of Fame, Pro Football Writers Associating, and the NEA, whatever, probably the national something artist. All-Pro second team, 1968. That's Pro Football Writers of America. All NFL, 65, 66, 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. And these are from AP, NEA, UPI, Pro Football Writers, New York Writers, professional writers. So all of these accolades from all of those people. All NFL second team, 64, 65, 67, 68, 71, and 72. All Eastern Conference, 1966, 67, and 68. All Western Conference, 69. All NFC, 1970. And that was and again, I haven't written all the sources, but AP, UPI, and the Pro Football Writers. All AFC, 1971. All AFC second team in 71 as well. These are the Pro Bowls in 66, 67, 69, 70, 71, and 72. Crazy. And he was on the 1960s all-decade team. Again, Pro Football Hall of Fame along with the College Football Hall of Fame as well.
And a six-time Pro Bowler.
He did all that playing from only playing from 64 to 73.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
He was vicious.
Wow.
Which is defensive ends are hunters. They are the hunters. They are the apex predators. He hunted them.
That's crazy, man.
He hunted defensive ends. I saw one play on film where he took out 4 guys on a running play. 2 guys, he blocked simultaneously. There were 2 behind him. He fell down. They tripped. The other guys tripped over into the running backs. 4 guys.
So who was his partners in crime?
I'm glad.
Peanut Shaw.
No,
Shell.
Wait a second.
The
The Raiders have a all Hall of Fame offensive line when Bob Brown came out there. Okay. Art Shell, left tackle, Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Gene Upshaw, left guard, Hall of Fame. Jim Otto at center, Hall of Fame. Ron Mix, who came over from the Chargers at right guard, Hall of Fame. And then Bob Brown at right tackle at Hall of Fame. So an all Hall of Fame offensive line in the early 70s. And it's like, I want to say this as well. And this is from Ron Mix. And I gotta read this quote, okay?
Okay.
Ron Mix told Sports Illustrated 72 that the offensive tackle is the most unacknowledged position in all of sport. It's also one of the hardest. Brown was one of the most feared offensive tackles in the NFL. Boomer said the only time he was recognized was when he failed, and that when the defensive end would get around him and sack the quarterback. And he was disappointed that he not make the Pro Bowl in his rookie year because he thought he was supposed to be a Pro Bowl then. But he did go on to play in a total of 6 Pro Bowls. And when the thing is about who his cohorts in crime was, okay, is that when Bob Brown went there, he put out that vibe. Like you said, Art Shell learned under him. And this was the best quote of all of the guys that played with him. And I got to say this as well. This is from Gene Upshaw. Bob was the most intimidating player I've ever seen at the position, okay? And Gene said, I had opponents come to me during the game and said, Gene, tell Bob to stop hitting me.
True story.
Holy
Vermeil said this guy would knock a defensive end back 5 yards. Nobody does this in football.
So let me ask you this. Why did he go from Philly and only end up with the Rams for 1 year?
Well, like I said, he left Philly because they got rid of the coach. Okay, so he went out to the Rams in that trade. There's probably things that were there because he was only in LA for 2 years. Okay.
Oh, yeah, 2 seasons. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So I didn't get really the background of it, but obviously there was something there that he didn't like. Okay. And Bob was he spoke his mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so whatever happened in LA was an evacuated situation. But the fact is that Al Davis wanted him.
Mm-hmm.
Al Davis grabbed Bob Brown to make sure to solidify that line because there were defensive ends that obviously the Chiefs had them because it was mostly the Raiders and the Chiefs, and the defensive front that the Chiefs had with Curly Cole and the other guys on whose names escape me. I apologize.
Good.
But the defensive guys that the Chiefs had, Bob Brown was brought in to make sure that he had bookend tackles to take care of that pass rush, to make sure that the Raider quarterbacks at the time, LaMonica and then Blanda coming in, and then this was pre-Stabler, were kept upright. And that was why Al Davis wanted Bob Brown.
And like I told you earlier, defensive ends are hunters, but he hunted the hunters. He hunted them. He punished them for trying to do their job. Here's what I'm freaking out about. Nobody's asked why I'm wearing a red jersey today.
I was wondering, but
I know what it is. It's a Stabler Alabama jersey. They won.
This is a throwback Alabama Ken Stabler, baby.
Yes, fire.
I already knew that. I've asked you that before.
Jack knew it.
Yeah, that's why
it's my throwback Ken Stabler jersey from Alabama. I might go get a Josh Jacobs.
There you go. I like that. Let me ask y'all this. So I know you guys watched his speech at the Hall of Fame, correct?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch.
I did. When he said about his comment about in the Hall of Fame speech, when he said, I'm up here because I played DEFCON 5 style of football. He did. He went thermonuclear on that. He went off on defensive end. He punished defensive ends for even thinking about doing their jobs. Okay, you're a defensive end. You're supposed to be a badass. Let me kick your ass and show you how it's done.
And the story about Deacon Jones says it all as well.
There was I forgot. It was another Pittsburgh Steeler who said he was come on. What were the defensive ends of the Pittsburgh Steelers back then? Mean Joe Green.
Green and Greenwood.
Greenwood, right. Green and Greenwood. Okay, Mean Joe Green said LC Greenwood was over there on Bob Brown. And I kept hearing, and all his moans, and I said, LC, what's up? He goes, man, this guy's killing me. He goes, all right, I'll get him. So they switched up. And Mean Joe Green said, the next thing I know, the lights are coming back on. I'm getting up off the ground. I'm looking out of my ear hole and went back to LC and said, no, man, you got him next. He's all yours. He was terrified of him.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Is there anybody on this line right now that you can see that can have the potential to be somewhat even close to him?
Richie Incognito is kind of there, but not close.
No.
Ain't nobody in the NFL ever been like this guy.
Yeah.
No offensive lineman ever has been like this guy.
The other thing is that you again, and we bring it up all the time, the rules, the mentality, the way the NFL is played nowadays. Conrad Dobler, when he in the 70s, was the nastiest player, and I got a chance to interview him on my show one time. Great guy, really nice guy. But he was the nastiest guy in the NFL in the 70s, and they've gotten progressively where they've handcuffed the players that were like this, and that's why you don't see players like this, because they're run out of the league. Yeah. They're run out of the league because they're a penalty machine, and the rules are stacked against them.
Yeah, but offensive players or defensive players?
Both of them. The rule, even the rules for the defensive players, like you said, you saw how Vontaze Burfict is gone because they outlawed.
Right. I see how the defensive players get penalized like this, but why aren't there more offensive players like this? Because the offenses don't get hit like that, do they?
Well, yeah, the thing is like, remember, the closest that the Raiders had post Bob Brown was Steve Wisniewski.
Yeah.
Steve Wisniewski was that guy to a degree in the 80s, okay?
But a defensive player.
Well, defensive player nowadays? Wow.
No, I'm saying Steve Wisniewski, wasn't he a defensive player?
No, Steve Wisniewski.
No, I'm sorry.
You're thinking about Romanowski.
Yeah,
you're thinking
you always do that. You always do that.
Yeah. Wisniewski played guard. Wisniewski played guard and should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, offensive players don't get penalized as hard as defensive players, though.
Real quick, everybody get your comments in. I am fine. I'm just getting my voice back. I was down for like a week. I was sick, but I'm getting back. I'm fine. They said this would happen after I got my first shot, that I could potentially get sick, and my wife got it first, and I got it after her. But I'm good. I'm good. Trust me, I'm straight. I'm having fun. This is a history lesson for me right now, y'all. So trust me, I'm good. I'm good. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys also go subscribe to my brothers, man, and also subscribe to the channel right here. Captain Jack Rackham and OG put on great shows over there, man. So make sure you guys subscribe to my brothers, man. Go ahead, you guys. My fault.
No problem. I'd love to hear some questions.
Get some questions in, you guys. Shout out to everybody. Who do you say is more ruthless, Boomer or the Assassin? I like that.
Yes. Yes. They both played with that same mentality. The Assassin was a defensive player. Boomer was an offensive player. That was a whole different animal. That was offense.
Right. And the other thing is that you got to remember Bob Brown is like 6'4" and
280.
Yeah. And Tatum is like maybe what? The
6'8". Or no, Tatum, not Jesus.
Tatum?
Yeah, Tatum was small, like maybe 6'2". It was Atkinson was real small.
Mm-hmm.
Atkinson was real small.
Yeah,
But
but Atkinson was the meanest Raider ever.
right. Well, actually, I think Bob Brown was, but and Wisniewski when he played as well, because Wisniewski would play up to the whistle and beyond.
Mhm.
He would play up to the whistle and beyond. So you say who was meaner? I think that probably Bob Brown was meaner because he had that mentality from jump, and I think that Atkinson and Tatum had this mentality, but I would say Bob Brown, in my estimation, was meaner.
Yeah, because he was an offensive player, and they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, man, for everybody that's new here, this is a show where we talk about our past. So every other Tuesday we do a Chronicles of the Black Hole, the OG edition, where we talk about our history. So for those who's asking about Latavius Murray and all the other stuff that's going on today, that's not what this show is about. But at the end of the show, we spend some time where we talk about today's team. But this is a show where we talk about our past, and then we'll get there the last few minutes of the show. So save those questions, and we got you guys.
There's a video out about Bob Brown on YouTube. When you pull it up, Bob Boomer Brown, just type in the search, and you're going to see the word savage on the video. You watch that. You are going to see the scariest offensive lineman ever in NFL history. And he played for the Raiders.
We do this all the time. Top moment. Start with Cap. Top moment you got from him.
Well, I see all of the different. I don't have a top moment because it's like Bob would obliterate everybody, so you can't really say, well, he did this, he did that. It was all about technique, like Upshaw was saying. People were coming up to him and saying, "Tell him to stop hitting me." And what Bob's mentality is, and this is also a quote, is that he would go out and just try to pummel you in the first quarter as hard as he could, because then he said, I don't have to worry about you till like midway through the third quarter. And then if you came back, I'd whoop your ass again. And then I wouldn't have to worry about you for the end of the game. The way offensive players are, like you said, they do it with technique. They did it with the fact that the Raiders being who they were, they would plaster Paris their pads. They would use them as cement, the big time cement things. He would use the thumbs to gouge and if you take somebody out right here in the windpipe, that'll F you up real bad. And that's the way he played the game. He would take you out here in the kidneys, in the solar plexus, in the windpipe. He would do everything he could to hurt you because that's the way he played.
He would jam. One time he said on an interview, I like to get up under those pads below the shoulder pads. There's a lot of good, tender, meaty parts, and just shove it in there, that thumb in there. And you can get the spleen sometimes, the solar plexus. He was trying to, and that thing was wrapped up this big with plaster Paris. He'd drive it into your guts. And he would take you out for a quarter. And you wouldn't try to play hard again for another quarter, but then he'd do it again. After the third quarter, you weren't playing hard anymore.
Was there a player out there? Can you name one player that almost kind of had his number that played him so well, where you're like, oh, like he was? At least it was a battle. At least there was some competition there. Was there somebody that played him where you're like, oh shit, this is going to be a good one right here? There's always a good one. He didn't have a rival.
Well, I mean, the one thing about Bob Brown is that unfortunately he had an injury to his knee in when he left the Eagles, and it affected him his entire career. So I mean, unfortunately the Raiders got like a Bob Brown minus of all the potential. And look at all of the accolades that he did have even after that injury. That's why the Rams traded for him, or the Rams gave up 3 players for him when he wanted out of Philly, because they knew how awesome he was. But, that knee would affect him, and there would be games that probably he didn't play up to, the full potential because the knee would bother him. And actually 3 of those Pro Bowls that he made, he was named to it, but he didn't play in those games because he was shot by the end of the season.
He was a big guy, knee problems at the end and would still hurt you. But his biggest rival, his biggest competitor was his own knees.
Wait. So let me. He never gave up a sack.
You know what? But here's the thing. Remember, sacks weren't.
His rookie year, he did.
Yeah, and the other thing is that sacks were not a stat until the late 70s, 80s. So who's to say if he did or didn't? Because they didn't even bring him up. Now I know that there's actually some guys that have gone through the old game film and the statistics that people have done. That's why they've added sacks to the players of the 60s and the 70s pre when they were giving people sacks. That's why Bruce Smith no longer has the most sacks.
Yeah.
Or there are people like Coy Bacon, who played for the Chargers and the Rams. Coy Bacon is like number 2 on the list, and I can't remember who the number 1 guy is because they finally got those stats together. But there are people that were missing. I remember like Claude Humphrey for years was a demon for the Eagles and the Falcons, but they didn't charge, or a lot of his sacks were not counted. Deacon Jones, again, because he played in the 60s, didn't have a lot of his sacks, so they had to figure those stuff out. But, you know, I tell you what, the pussification, you people like Mark Gastineau, who had all those. Mark was a pussy. I'm sorry to say it. You know, Mark Gastineau, Joe Klecko, pound for pound, was better than Mark Gastineau, but Mark Gastineau got got a lot of the numbers because Joe Klecko was double teamed more often because he was a better player. But I mean, that's kind of off subject, but I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, if he gave up a sack, you know, they didn't even have sacks as a stat until later in the 80s.
No, he gave up a couple sacks in his first year, and he was so disappointed. He didn't do it again. He just mauled people. And no, I'm not giving up sacks. I'm gonna hurt you.
For him to deal with a knee injury, though, it's crazy to see that he really was still very durable. He hardly missed any games.
Right.
But he was hurting.
Well, remember the way that they would shoot players up, and I actually got his stats. Let me see. He missed. Okay, eight. I don't know why it said in 67 he played 8 games, but apparently there was only 8 games. Maybe that. Yeah, I think that's when he had the injury. Was in 67.
That's what I'm looking at right now, and 71-10, 73-10.
Right. He so 67 was when he had the injury, so he played 8 games, and before then he didn't miss a game, and so again. He was still durable. I mean, the last year when he played only 10 games in 73, of the 10 games he played, he started 8. But for the rest of the time, he played all of the games that he played. Now, 71, he only played 10 games, but he started all 10 games. So he was very durable. But, you know, it's kind of like the people ask about when Al Davis traded for Bubba Smith. Okay, he traded for Bubba Smith, and Bubba Smith had that massive knee injury, and we never got the Bubba Smith that was the terror for the Baltimore Colts because knees at that time, obviously, the technology wasn't what you have nowadays. You know, they couldn't scope shit and that other thing. So when you were out with a knee, you were out with a knee, and it ended careers.
Hey, I like this question. OG, let's start with you. Raider Pete, man, shout out to you.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mount Rushmore of Raiders O linemen. Your Mount Rushmore, if you could choose 6 men. Start from the right side, go to the left.
I'll just say the 1976 or 75-76 Raiders offensive line. And throw in no, wait, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. 73 offensive line for the Raiders. Okay. And then add in Wisniewski, we're done.
Thank you.
Okay. Simple as that.
You can't go beyond the Hall of Famers plus Wiz, who should be in the Hall of Fame.
Raider Pete got Otto, Upshaw, Shell, Brown, Wisniewski, the Wiz.
Who's Brown?
Bob Brown.
Bob Brown.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Mix. and Mix.
Right, but Mix is a Hall of Famer, but I would also say, though, that he spent most of his time with the Chargers. Ron Mix only came like 1 or 2 years for the Raiders at the very end of his career. In fact, when Ron Mix went into the Hall of Fame, Ron Mix was the first Raider to go into the Hall of Fame. Okay.
Got you.
And Al Davis presented him. Al Davis actually presented Ron Mix. He also presented Lance Allworth due to their time with the Chargers as well. But Ron Mix was the first player from the Raiders to go into the Hall of Fame, although he was mostly known as a Charger.
Hey, OG thought Raider Pete was talking about Trent Brown. He's about to throw his computer at the screen.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like, Brown who? Twinkies and Twitter, fuck him.
No, Bob Brown, Bob Boomer Brown, our subject matter at hand.
Right. But see, when I see that name, it's like, I have such a negative concept for, Twinkies and Twitter. It just takes me a minute to wash my thoughts of him being finally gone.
And let me ask you guys this: outside of this year, because we have Flores and Woodson. Actually, we got 3 because we have, we got our OG going in as well. You already know Violator. So we had 3 people going in. Can you name another year where you guys seen multiple Raiders go in? That's I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Well, I think Woodson went in with Brown, and that's not
Flores.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson
went in with Brown.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was to my knowledge. I think that's the only time. I'd have to look up to see when Dickerson went in, because Dickerson might have gone in, and again, Dickerson being a Raider for only like 1 or 2 years. I think Ronnie Lott also went in with Ronnie Lott, who obviously is more known for being a Niner. I think he also went in with a Raider, but I think this year, with the fact is that they had 2 Raiders, squared up Raiders, even though, okay, I know without Violator, I get it, but I'm talking about just plain players, okay? And trust me, Wayne is such a good friend. He knows I'm not taking anything away. Trust me, Wayne and me are like this, okay?
I already know.
I'm talking about players, okay?
Hey, I've got a show tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be on the show with. And by the way, all you bastards out there, okay?
Oh, you bastards!
All you scurvy bastards out there. You're on YouTube right now because you're watching it right now. I want you to go to, okay? And space FL, okay? And space FL. It's NFL Nation Live. It's with Ref Guru. That is his channel, and we do a show every Wednesday. It's Ref Guru, Violator, myself every Wednesday, and we talk football.
Turn your YouTube down.
I don't have it on.
I hear like a loud.
N space FL.
Yeah, I will get the channel and I'll put it up here.
Okay, there we go. Let me see. When Tom Flores said not bad for a couple great pickers, man, that hit hard coming from the Valley. Shout out to Juan, man. Shout out to Juan. Yeah, man, make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Hit that thumbs up button, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Hold on real quick before we get back into Bob Brown. I want to ask you guys this. We always do this around this time. What player are we talking about next?
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to let the subscribers pick this one. I mean, I've got some guys in mind, but I want to bring them up once in a while, guys they don't know about.
Okay. Chat gang, you guys pick the next OG show, the next Chronicles of the Blackhole. Pick someone from the 70s, 80s era, and we'll definitely break them down something crucial. Give us some ideas in the comment section. If we already did them, we'll let you know. But put some names in there. Raider Pete says the Stork.
Oh.
I like that.
What do you think about the Stork, bro?
Raider Ruckus. Alzado, we're going to hold on to that one. We're putting a pin in that one. We already did twos, too. Cool Breeze. We already did 2. Hey, Cool Breeze, I want to let you know you a hater too, bro.
Phil Villapiano. We already did Tatum.
Just had to let Cool Breeze know you a super hater. And I see you. Let me see. Willie Brown. We already talked. We already did Willie Brown, right?
No.
Oh shit, we didn't do Willie Brown yet?
Not yet. No. We did Tatum, we did Twos, we did we've done Bob Brown, we've done a few guys. We did Hayes and Haynes together.
Okay, so Plunkett, Willie Brown, Bubba Smith, Stork, Don Mosbar. We already did.
You know what? And I hate saying this. I'm going to say no on Bubba Smith.
Okay.
And,
why?
and the reason I was going to say the reason why is because Bubba was a Colt, and by the time he got here, he didn't produce, and it was because of the injury.
Got you.
What do you think about Willie Brown, Skipper?
Willie Brown would be a good one.
Willie Brown, the inventor of bump and run.
I would love to talk about Willie Brown. And I got to come on. I got to start the show doing his speech at the draft about Mother's Day coming up. I feel like that's the only way we can start the Willie Brown show. So how do y'all feel about that?
I say do it.
Okay.
But by the way, I put the link up to the N Space FL channel. It's in my comments. Put it up on it. Look at that. That is where you need to go. He only has 43 subscribers. I'm telling you, folks, by the end of the night, that needs to go to at least 143 or 243, because I tell you, this is a NFL referee that is a Raiders fan. Okay? He actually has worn the uniform of a zebra, and he is very fantastic in his analysis. Violators analysis, and then I come in for, comic relief along with my analysis, okay? And we do the show on Wednesday, and I was very honored that they asked me to finally be a full portion of the show this year after being like the co-host or like a guest host last year. But go to that channel. It's NFL. It's what I showed on my comment. Go to that channel.
Snoops Hernandez. We did Tom Flores 2 weeks ago, bro.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to Kenneth. He said these guys are so important to the nation roots. I appreciate that for my brothers, man. They definitely are. And also shout out to Terrence. He put OG's link and Captain Jack's link in the comment section, you guys. So make sure you go subscribe to our brothers. Do that now and come back. Go over there, subscribe, and come back. So we're good with Willie Brown. Willie Brown's the one.
Willie Brown. Let's do Old Man Willie.
Cool. I like that. That's fire. I'm gonna love that one. So let the nation know a little more real quick about Bob Brown. What else do we not know? He sounds like the toughest son of a bitch I ever heard of in my life.
The meanest son of a bitch you ever heard of in your life. And you know what? There are YouTube videos on Bob Boomer Brown, one that says Savage, the most aggressive offensive lineman. There's a video. You watch that, you'll know. There's also his acceptance speech at the Hall of Fame, which was hilarious. This guy was, you're a defensive end, you're a hunter, and this man's trying to kill you. That's who he was.
Cap, is that the only way to really describe him?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you got to understand that he had 13E shoes. His shoulder pads were oversized. And remember nowadays where people were saying that you make a business decision that, like if these running backs that are coming at you, and a lot of the defensive players say you make a business decision to kind of not tackle them or get out of their way. It's a business decision. This is the beginning of a business decision. This is a Hall of Famer, okay? Herb Adderley, who played for the Packers, again, a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Quote, when he pulls out to lead a sweep, there are two things for a guy like me to do. Get out of the way or get hurt. That is a business decision, okay? And when you have Hall of Fame coaches, Don Shula, he's the best to ever play his position. Don Shula, okay?
That's crazy.
Madden. Brown is just the most devastating football player I've ever seen. John Madden. And then you also say George Allen, who was the Rams coach, who later became the coach of the Redskins and the old dudes on the Redskins. Bob Brown is the finest offensive lineman in pro football. That is when he came over there from the Eagles to the Rams. You have these people that are Hall of Famers that know this guy is deserving and was the best in his position. And even he said, and this was a quote that Bob Brown said, he goes, all these people are talking about, who's the best tackle? Who's the best tackle? Well, I want them to talk about, well, what about Bob Brown? Yes, I need to be in that conversation. And that is not a quote. That is a paraphrase of what he said. What about me? Well, he made sure that people knew about Bob Boomer Brown.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Now, let me ask you, when he was there, when he played for us, who was his head coach at that time? It was Madden, right?
Yeah, Madden was his head coach then. Yeah.
So he left. He was already retired by the time Flores came around.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Madden said a lot of great things about him, but he was like, "This man will hurt you." Call him Mister.
That's crazy, man.
Oh, but the funny thing is, like, as huge as he was, when he was at his first Eagles training camp, remember how people they do the 40-yard dash, and actually the 40-yard dash wasn't really a staple until nowadays because they used to do the 100-yard dash. But he ran a 4.640 as a rookie.
That's crazy.
That big, running a 4.6 and driving a ball peen hammer thumb into your guts.
That's some scary ass shit. Let me see. He said, "Laugh out loud." You broke it, my nose. Juan, I think we've told that story so many times, my brother, about how we all became Raider fans. We could spend all night talking about that. But just know we're from the ground up with it. From the ground up, from the soil, from the roots. Born and raised, all of us, man, diehard Raiders, man. Raider people. Go ahead.
Make sure you go over to that channel I put up. It's Captain Jack. I put the link up as me. Okay, it's not to my channel. I did put my channel up, but Terrence Carey has that. The link that I put up is said, "Go to this channel, subscribe, people." It's not my channel, but if you want to go to a show that is informative every week about the pros, the games that are played on Sunday, and then what the games are going to be the next Sunday with great insight, go to the channel, man. It's awesome as fuck.
Love it. I never.
If you go to my channel, yeah, I talk history, I talk trash. I'm thinking about expanding it a little bit. I'm in what do you call it? Subscriber
Purgatory.
leveled off. That's okay. If you like the old school stuff, I'm there. I throw some fun stuff on there once in a while. Captain Jack shows guy he broadcasts those on my channel too. I might be adding some new stuff to it. Everybody's breaking stories about all these new things that happen. I'm the first one who broke the story about Cliff Branch getting selected to the Hall of Fame. I like the old school, but
I love it.
Check out my channel if you're interested in the past, if you want to learn about history. And I may be expanding it, adding some more newer stuff on there. I love showing people what we were and what we're going to be. And this year, get ready for the next dynasty, boys and girls. Buckle up, campers. It's going to get crazy.
Let's go. Shout out to Big Card, man. I appreciate you on the donation, brother. He said, "Thank you, guys. Raider facts being dropped. I appreciate you so much, brother." And also, I like this. We have to. A Raider record says your backdrop makes me feel it's dope. OG makes me feel like I'm at home. I love it. Delta Man said, Stealth the Sportsman. Have you guys done a show on John Madden yet? No.
Yeah.
Not yet, but it'll happen.
I can't wait for that one. I can't wait. That's gonna be fun right there for real.
But the one coming up we're gonna do is Willie Brown.
Brown.
We've had some good Browns. Bob Brown, Willie Brown. Okay.
Yep.
Tim Brown.
We're not gonna talk about the bad ones, the Antonios and Trents of the world.
Yeah, no more Browns. And no more guys from Ohio State.
You know what? We're gonna call Jamarcus Brown for now on. We'll call Jamarcus Brown.
You want to hear my Jabba the Hutt impression? Too about the Jabba. Jamarcus.
Let me see. That's what I've been saying about our current team. They are destined for heights of greatness that will far exceed anyone's expectations. Raider Nation.
True.
Get some questions in real quick, y'all. Christian is going to be. I'll probably do one next Friday in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas, so I'll probably do it from the hotel room. I can't make a promise though because I might be running around like a maniac, but I'm trying to do on Friday night.
I think I messed up Terrence's head. That's my seal.
This Friday you're in Vegas. I get out there Saturday.
I'll be there Thursday night.
Yeah.
Until Tuesday morning.
Y'all need to hook up.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you staying, Cap?
I'll be over at the Hilton Aurora. I'll be there Saturday.
Okay, so I'll be over at the Excalibur. So we definitely got to link up.
Well, you got my number.
Yeah. I'll call you. You said Saturday, right?
Call me.
Y'all got any questions for us?
Let me see. Who's the most underrated Raider of all time?
Derek Carr.
Oh shit!
What did you say?
Carr.
He said Derek Carr and walked off. How do you feel about that, Cap?
No. Derek Carr. I mean, nothing against Derek Carr. I'm talking about people that did their job and people don't know. Like I said, I throw out the same names all the time. Okay, Greg Townsend, Mike Ciani. Okay. And one that was actually on here who's a very good friend of mine, Morris Bradshaw.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And Morris is like I said, and I used to go when I was doing my club and I would go to Oakland, I would walk into the office and I would be able to say, hey, I'm here to see Morris. And, they would stop me at the front desk and I would go and just shoot the shit with Morris Bradshaw because what a great guy he is. And the last couple of times I had a chance to go out to Oakland, I'd see him in the parking lot, during the tailgate. Nobody is more, I shouldn't say nobody, but Morris Bradshaw is one of the most down-to-earth, awesome people, real people. And I had a chance to be with him at events, at other times. And Morris Bradshaw, I love the man. I can't say enough great things about Morris Bradshaw.
I'm going to go with there's a few names you could talk about, and the old school. There's so many. Then you could go talk about like the Terry McDaniels of the world. You could talk about certain guys that we had that I thought were really good at my growing up watching. I'm gonna go. I know this is easy to say because he's one of the biggest, greatest athletes of all time. But I'm gonna say Bo Jackson because he didn't get a chance to really showcase what he could really do because his career was cut in half. You know what I mean?
Bo Jackson was one of the greatest athletes of all time. Raiders Ruckus, to address your question, this is a Kenny Stabler Bama jersey, bro. I'm not a Bobby Boucher.
I got Bobby. I got Bo Jackson though. I got Bo because I just feel like he would have done so much more. He probably would have been the only running back I know that could eclipse Barry Sanders. Period.
I honestly believe, and I know I'm gonna piss off some Raiders fans. Bo Jackson was the second best, greatest athlete of all time.
Athlete?
Mm-hmm.
So
all around.
So you're saying athlete. So who's first?
Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thorpe.
Okay. Got you. I mean, you can't argue that.
And I would say a close third is Jesse Owens.
Ooh, yes. Okay.
Raider Ruckus, you crack me up, bro.
Bernie.
Mama said. Mama said.
Hey, Bernie. That's it. Look, that's an easy. Jim Otto's the best center ever. To me, best center ever. Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead, Cap.
I'm gonna go one up because this guy was so awesome. He played both ways. Chuck Bednarik.
Pause. What happened?
No, Chuck Bednarik was a Hall of Famer as an Eagle center and like a middle linebacker for the Eagles. He played both. He never got off the field.
Got you.
I'm sorry. I think our best center was Rodney Hudson, but he lost a step and we canned him. And it's a sad thing, but he was one of our best centers ever.
Better than Otto?
I loved Rodney Hudson.
Look.
Otto was undersized.
Rodney
Otto was undersized. Rodney Hudson, okay, go today, you get Jim Otto when in his prime and Rodney Hudson. I'm taking Rodney.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Rodney Hudson in his prime over Jim Otto in his prime. I would agree with that. But I would also say that Dave Dalby, may he rest in peace. Dave Dalby was such a fantastic center that people get overlooked. Dave Dalby gets overlooked. And another one, Ken Mosbar, if he wouldn't have had that eye injury, I think he would have eclipsed them all.
Shout out to you. Appreciate you, brother. Look, man. Look, Rodney was my favorite. He was my favorite Raider for years. I mean, I love Rodney Hudson. I do. I just to hear you guys say better than Jim Otto. That was like, whoa.
Well,
shit.
look, we're old school. We're reminiscent, but we're not stupid.
Yeah.
Okay. Jim Otto was a great center in his time.
Yes.
In his prime, I'll take Rodney.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's crazy. I never would have thought I would have ever heard you guys say that.
No, we're still objective.
And by
there
the way,
are new modern players that are better than some of the players who came in the past. But at that time, they were the legends.
Yeah.
Today, new legends are born.
And by the way, Raider Ruckus, thank you for getting with me. Raider Ruckus came on my show the last time I was on. I had a chance to really get a conversation with him. It's nice meeting you, brother, and thank you as well.
Yeah, Ruckus, my guy, man. That's my dog. Let me see. Yeah, I still can't believe Hudson went out like. Yeah, it sucks, man. It really does.
He started losing. Dude, they get older. They lose steps. It's reality. It's what happens. Look at me and the captain.
Fuck, man.
Especially him.
Get a few more questions in, y'all. I'm gonna go get my tea in. Get my voice. I need this shit to get back to normal in 2 days, y'all. I'm fucked. So let me see. Absolutely love you guys, Raider Ruckus. We definitely love you too, my brother. Hudson wasn't as good in the run game last year. He wasn't, and that's why he was expendable this year.
Yeah. That's why he's gone.
And he already looks pretty bad already in Arizona in that short time. I think I seen him already give up a few sacks. So yeah,
he's high ticket, man, and he's like a 25-year-old Lexus.
Yeah.
Rodney Hudson wheezing like OG in Arizona.
Who the hell said that?
Kev.
Oh, Kev. Break.
Shout out to Raider Way, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Man, I'm excited about. We got KJ, but so Marvin, he wore 34 in college, so he's not too unfamiliar with the number 34. You know what I mean? It looks a little weird, but at the end of the day, KJ's comfortable with it because that like I said, that's an old number. Shout out to Terrence, man. There goes Captain's link one more time, you guys. Go subscribe to that.
And go subscribe.
OGs is also in here. I'm going to throw that right up.
Yeah, go to OGs. Thank you for putting up OGs. And I'm telling you guys, I'm pleading nicely. Go to NFL Nation. I'm going to put that fucking link up one more goddamn time because apparently if Terrence Carey puts it up, then it's golden. Terrence, please put up that link for NFL Nation Live, okay? with Rep Guru, Violator, and myself on Wednesday. You got, like I said, if Graphic has a show, that's great, but watch them both or whatever. Trust me, you will. It's about the entire NFL. Games.
Raider Ruckus put up, I feel it, OG Dynasty. Damn straight, talk that shit, Ruckus.
Hey, when is that show, Cap?
It's on Wednesdays from starting tomorrow through the end of the year, probably through the playoffs. In fact,
8 o'clock Eastern.
No, 9 o'clock Eastern.
9 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. In fact, I am doing, as of today, unless I'm on a travel, like I said, normally like next Tuesday, I will be traveling back to Florida. But basically from now on, I got 5 shows a week. And by the way, folks, I actually fucking work. Okay, so I do my job.
Oh yeah, Raider Ruckus.
And then I do shows, okay, which I don't get paid for because I enjoy doing the shows. But I do the shows for obviously on Tuesday nights, either on my channel or on Graphics channel. That's on Tuesday. NFL Nation, the NFL channel, that's on Wednesdays. I do my shows on Thursday. I pick up Friday for the Elite Superfan show where there's a bunch of people, fans from. It's kind of like a show like we did with the NFL, but it's super fans from around the nation. We get up and we talk about stuff, and then I have my show on Sunday. Now, granted, Sundays I do it after the Raider game, depending upon if I'm at the game. It might take me a bit to get back to my hotel, but I will be doing a show.
Shout out to Rep It for Life, bro. We both love to sit down and have a coffee with you, my guy. That's my bro right there. Shout out to Raider Rep It for Life. Captain Jack, I'll be in Vegas Saturday. Would love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with you and pick your brain.
Yeah, and I think they said that there is an event. I think it's at Tommy Rocker's, like almost like when I get off the plane. So I'll be over there for a little while. So I know that Joker Raider's going to be over there and Homer's going to be over there. There's going to be a bunch of people over there. I'm going to have my patches for sale. Anybody want patches? You don't have to spend $13 for postage. You get them right from the source for $10. There you go.
I need one. I definitely need one. Shout out to St. Cal, man. Don't forget Barrett Robbins before he went AWOL before the Super Bowl. Barrett was a beast. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Barrett had some issues, and unfortunately, it
came out of
his downfall, and it's sad because he was really good.
Shout out to you, 805. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the donation. Last one in real quick, man. Shout out to Ben Carr, who is your breakout raider this year. Have a good night, fellas. Thank you so much for the support tonight, Ben Carr. Truly appreciate you, my brother. My breakout raider this year is
Edwards.
Okay, I love that because that's my favorite receiver.
I got Edwards and Ruggs.
I got Ruggs. I
got Edwards.
We got more than one breakout. We got Edwards, Ruggs. Hobbs is going to be
It's Abram and Ruggs.
Abram better breakout.
Abram and Ruggs for me. Defensive side of the ball, Abram. Offensive side, but Bryan Edwards is my favorite receiver that we have on our roster. Period.
If he can stay healthy, good.
Healthy. Yes.
He's got to stay healthy.
That's the only quantifier is I think if Edwards stays healthy, I think he's going to have a bigger year than Ruggs because Ruggs is going to be doubled a lot, but Edwards is got the frame and the high points. I saw it when he played at South Carolina, guys. Trust me, he is a beast.
50.
Okay, here's my question. You got McCoy, Hankins, Max, and Yannick. Who do you double?
You don't. You're fucked.
Yep.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
You can double one guy. You're screwed.
If you're going to double somebody, though, to me, it's got to be Yannick.
Okay, good luck. Have fun.
And then
Here comes Max and McCoy.
And McCoy will bust through the middle.
Yep.
Hankins will be there to make sure that no squirters go around, and then Max will go in and clean up. And
Abrams will be waiting for a little clown to come running out and crack him in the face.
And remember, Cleve Farrell doesn't get a lot of love, but he is an important part of that defense. All the guys that are playing behind him, Nassib is going to be instrumental this year. He's going to play a lot better. Nassib and Cleve Farrell. You're going to see a lot.
I think Nassib is going to have a breakout year, and the reason being is he's free.
Yep.
He doesn't have to explain anything. He can just go be him and play. Listen, I got a nephew. Kid 6'4", played football. I knew he was gay since he was 7. I could tell.
Yeah.
When he played football, he would kill you.
Yeah.
He was a vicious little bastard on the football field. Now he's working for Department of Homeland Security. Nobody messes with him. He's a big boy.
Yeah. And I think Nassib's going to do his thing this year too, and he's going to benefit from being a rotational guy. In Gus Bradley's system, he's not going to have to be someone that has to. You're not betting everything. You're not betting the farm on Nassib. He can go in there and just be who he needs to be. He's going to bat down a lot of balls because he's very lengthy. You know what I mean? So I think Nassib's going to have a good season as well. But I think this year Max is going to ball out with Yannick being over there. Max is going to be. He could be a Pro Bowler this year because of because of Yannick's presence.
They're going to double Yannick. Max is going to get free and kill some people a few times. Then they're going to start doubling Max. Here comes Yannick.
There you go.
By the way, if I heard correctly, and I don't know whether this is incorrect or not, but I heard that the Raiders are 8-0 to 1 on the over under. So if you get that, you make 80 for every dollar. Is that true? Because if it is, I'm going to do something that I don't do because I don't have a lot of money to blow. But I will put $250 on the Raiders on the over. If that's if they're getting 80 to 1, I'll put $250 on the Raiders when I get the Raiders.
Bro, I live in South Carolina. I can't go anywhere and do a bet. That sucks because I throw 100 on the over, and I can't do it here. DraftKings, all these guys are like, "Oh, send crypto." I got some crypto I could send, but
yeah,
I got that. But
conversation,
dude, I really want to bet on the team because we are definitely going to be over.
Yeah, I think the over is 7 or the line is 7 and a half. Fine, yeah, I'll wash 250. For that.
Unless Derek Carr goes out and shoots himself in the head in Game 7, we got this.
Yeah.
Real quick, shout out to Eddie, man. Appreciate you, brother. Ready for Carr to shove it up the AFC West ad and shut the so-called experts' fucking mouths. Talk that talk, brother.
There's only one person in the media picking us to win.
I love it.
David Carr.
Yep, I love it.
Yeah, David has us going to the Super Bowl.
Hey, real quick, on the way out, because my shit is about to be gone. My brothers, man, let everybody know where they can follow you guys at.
OG.
You can follow me at Chronicles of the Blackhole on YouTube. I'm gonna put together an Instagram and I'm working on a Facebook, but right now just go to YouTube, follow me on Chronicles of the Blackhole. I got some fun videos. Captain Jack broadcasts his show when I appear on it onto my channel too. Guys, if you want history, follow me and that really old bastard down there. And we're the same age. You're right. Wait. When's your birthday? What month and date?
March.
March what?
March.
March what date?
I'm not fucking. Hey, it's called personal information, and I don't. And
He's a month older than me, so my birthday's in April. You're a month older than me.
Hey, well, one thing I do know is I'm younger than both you old motherfuckers. On that note, I love you, my brothers.
Yeah, but did you know who Bob Brown was before tonight?
No.
Watch that video.
I didn't know who Bob Brown was until, well, I've heard of him, but I didn't know who he really was until you mentioned him in the last show.
Dude, it's a 6-minute video. Go watch the video. I swear to God, you'll be like, oh.
OG, 30 days tomorrow, no alcohol. Next time you see me, I may have a bottle and we may have to get turned back up like how we used to, man.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. You've been 30 days without. You're going to have 3 or 4 bottles of beer or whatever you're drinking, 3 to 4 drinks, and you're going to be, everything that comes out of your mouth is going to be a vowel movement. Okay.
Yeah.
All I know is have the Grand Marnier ready. I will have 1 or 2 and I will call it a night because, again, I'm not a big drinker, but I will drink good shit. Grand Marnier, max 3, and I will be lit for the rest of the evening.
And I'm an effing pirate. I will drink everybody in your chat, my chat, and Jack's chat under the damn table.
That's why I think that you're my dad in real life. So that's why I think you know what I mean? So, hey, real quick, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate you guys. On the way out, make sure you guys go subscribe to my brothers. Sorry, I got to cut it a little short tonight. I don't feel good.
You need to rest your voice, bro.
Already. Save your voice.
Save your voice, man. You got to do a recording in 48 hours. Don't speak to nobody.
Love you guys, man. Thank you for coming in tonight, man, and doing this again.
Love you too, bro.
Love you, brothers, man. Shout out to the chat. Love you guys. You guys have a good night, y'all.